3,
2,
2, 0.
See, his lies have backfired.
I have one.
Well, I took it.
Yep. You took it.
Well, I didn't take it. I was granted it.
Yeah, you were granted it.
Because of the rules.
All right, we have one more?
2 more.
All right, okay.
There's a chance, Joe.
Jimbo Fisher.
Oh. Okay, first up, does anyone actually know this one?
I don't.
Do you know this one, Gerald?
Yes.
Okay, Gerald has to. Can't be involved.
Not for the reasoning.
I feel like this is. I do feel like this is for sure one. Like he's like a fisherman captain.
Jimbo would be a good name for a fisherman.
Hey, Midwest.
Hey, Jimbo. I'm one of the guys.
You know what though? Jimbo
That's
is
a coach.
definitely like one of the guys, boys club. Like it's a nickname for a football dude.
Yeah. That's
Like, hey, Jimbo, Coach Jimbo.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
What Coach Jimbo coaches the linebackers probably or something.
Yeah, it could be.
No, he's the head coach.
Fisherman.
Yeah, that's true too.
He, by the way, he did read for that role.
Jimbo Fish, Jumbo Shrimp.
He passed by Fisherman's Wharf.
No, he's just fishing. Shut up.
What are you saying?
You're a damn swordboat captain. And you're any better fish in the world.
A lot of fishermen, his last name's Fisher.
He's a fisher of.
That's what. Yeah, he's a fisher of men. Okay.
That's it. I'm like Jesus Christ. Fisherman. Happy Easter. Okay. Day of Disney.
I said, you're not right for the perfect storm, Stallone. We're going to go with Mark Wahlberg.
Aw.
That's what I was saying. I can't understand what he's saying, okay? I don't know why he's so famous. He's not even that big. He's like 5'2". No one understands. He's always bumbling.
Man, where's Bumblebee?
Says
I'm
Rocky.
drowning in this boat.
Yeah, I'm drowning this boat. If it happened in real life, it couldn't go down like that, okay? I would have butterfly stroke right out of there.
No,
You're a boxing champion. Can't fight a day.
Nobody will believe it.
I would have taken the boat. I would have put in a strap in my teeth like Jack LaLanne. Swim across the London River, right? No, you wouldn't have. Yes, I would.
I'm gonna say it's a college football coach.
And coach.
I'm gonna say, it's either a fisherman, Stallone role, or I'll say college football coach.
It's the Texas A&M football coach.
Oh,
Yes, I knew it.
That's the answer.
We've got some breaking news out of college
They fired
football
him.
where Texas A&M is expected to fire head coach Jimbo Fisher.
Huh.
Head coach Jimbo Fisher. That sounds like ESPN. Yeah.
He got a
Nice.
We got that one.
contract, 80-something million, I believe. And
Really?
Would that be,
3-4 years.
That is tough.
what's her name?
8, 3.
I said I am all.
You got them all right.
I've got 'em all.
Tiffany?
4. He's got 4.
You gotta let me go last. You gotta let me go last because if I say I know it, it's
Yeah, that's Tiffany.
Right, yeah.
football coach. You gotta let me go last, or I just can't play this.
Because you live in
75. Oh, sorry.
The Stalin of mayors.
Yeah, see, Gerald knows that because
Her pictures everywhere in the
They
city.
must hate that guy.
Oh yeah, he's bad. He had the #1 recruiting class or top 5 recruiting class probably 2 years in a row, and did absolutely
Super Mayor.
all the players.
Oh yeah, man, that should be some good content.
To derail this for a second. But
I'm meeting MCC and freaking media in Ann Arbor
what's the
for Hash Bash Saturday.
What's the other reason? What's the other option? Give him $75 million for him to leave, or we have to keep him and pay
And more and lose more.
more than $75 million.
You said it was 80 million.
Well, I think that was the buyout, but his contract may have been bigger than that to begin with. But if you keep him around, he can do
Oh,
more
it's tonight?
to the program.
Sweet.
Usually buyouts have if you get another job,
Be watching.
you have to deduct what you get. So if he got $75 million, let's say he goes off and signs a $60 million contract, they only have to pay him $15. You got to pay him the difference.
So he had an $80 million. They're paying him $75 million to no longer coach there,
Yeah.
just to leave. And
So no load today, huh?
Loan debt.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
They make a lot of money
that makes
off
sense.
football. They make a lot of money off football, so whatever, they get to do it. It was a bad decision to hire him and pay him that much money in the first place.
There's actually been some studies done though that they make a lot of money, but they actually end up net cost the school because of these kinds of contracts.
They don't.
Yeah, they did. No, there was one actually specifically done on UT, specifically when they did the build out, the coaches. Yeah, John Stossel had a great piece on it. It is.
I would
It
love-
would, in theory.
I gotta
and
pick
also,
up
can we have a-
coffee, and I gotta get the
Let's
wife,
give him a $40 million contract.
her prescription
$80
medicine.
million.
I gotta
Annually, I think
go through the
his contract is
Kroger drive-through.
10 year, $95 million. 10 year, so $9.5 million a year. They're going to cover that. Just as part
That's a very small percentage of the costs of the school and the building.
Maybe they can make the classes like a couple $100 less per semester.
You know?
No.
Yeah, that might be nice. How about now?
College without football is just boring.
Yeah, but how many?
No, I'm not saying get rid of
How
football.
many
I'm saying
scholarships are going to have the two athletic scholarships?
100 something for football alone.
Right.
It makes it all back.
Yay.
Trust me. And some.
I don't.
It funds all of the other
I
sports.
believe in some instances
Maybe
it does,
not.
except not all. someone bringing up the truth.
UT had a $39 million surplus and $183 million in total revenue. So yes, football does add a
That's one example. That's what I was giving you an example of a very specific year. I don't know the year that you brought up.
Well, no, you were actually saying the stadium construction that Johnson.
It was all of it. There were several years where it had to be subsidized through, and that's a tough pill to swallow when you're going for an education and you don't play for a football team.
Oh, yeah.
I get it if it draws people in, but it does. There should be some kind of a budgeting.
Yeah, I heard they've been trying to keep when the next meeting was secret. They wouldn't tell Long Island Audit when he was there.
Well, then we got to get rid of water polo.
Yes.
I'd be surprised they let you in.
Saying sports, I'm saying they can make.
That ought to be some good content because I'm sure there's going to be lots of people trying to be there.
Of course they won't, because they're getting bailed out.
I know.
The students are getting bailed out. Everyone's getting bailed out.
In most cases, there's only two
Hey, Jared.
sports on campus: football and basketball, and it's men's basketball, not women. Sometimes women, sometimes.
That's not true. I saw D3, the Mighty Ducks. Seton Hall brought in a ton of money.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't lie to me.
Man, I have no confidence that the FBI is going to discover any wrongdoings there.
Black kids play street hockey.
And why do you think the colleges got so goddamn good?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what they did.
Oh yeah, it is full city.
Knuckle
isn't
puck
it?
time.
I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, you know where to start? I'll check my time. Oh, it's knuckle puck time.
Yeah, if it's not Gordon Bombay's double deke, triple deke. Sorry,
Triple deke, flying V.
Yeah, exactly. All of these. Everything.
Gotta make the first move, Conway.
All of these would be just horribly thought of strategies in real life. None of it would work.
Flying V. Oh, they're doing this dumb shit again.
So one of us
2 MBL. Wonder what that means.
Turn it into a flying eye.
And the knuckle puck only works if you put him in as a goalie for the first time to reveal his mask in a double cross and no one is actually watching.
The funny thing
Yeah.
about the knuckle puck is they made it seem like it's a knuckle ball.
Yes.
Like in baseball where you don't.
They'll probably
know
try and
which
make you
direction the
sign in,
ball's
too.
going to move.
Right.
But the hockey pucks move like that.
No.
They don't have laces.
They're on the ground.
Yes.
It's so silly.
Also, by the way,
No, it wasn't.
it's such a small net in hockey. If he sees that coming from, because the knuckle puck preferably is delivered from center ice, as it was. If it's just going up and down, it's pretty easy for the goalie to go
Stand there.
It's only moving vertically and stand.
Yeah.
As close as his way. That's
Yeah.
why they do wrist shots. Like,
And the puck doing these revolutions or whatever they're called.
it's gonna make it land softer.
It also moves slower.
Yes.
It's getting wind.
Everything about it is a lesson.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. We all know that, but
And it's the site, like it's how is this? And then it's
I'll be right back. Let me grab a coffee or a tea.
It's knuckle puck time. Okay, 17,000 seasons on SNL later.
Don't forget Good Burger. All right, final one.
Last one.
A football coach.
Mark Stoops.
Does anyone know this one?
It's a Sylvester Stallone character who hangs out on stoops. He just hangs out and talks to people as they come by. Hey, little word of advice.
It's
Really tall, and he has to stoop down.
Never start a fight you can't finish. Especially on the stoop. Hey, I'm sitting here.
what are you doing, Stallone?
With the stoop. Put down the pair of chest covers, my cash.
They're not all Jews. Come on. These action heroes like Kevin Arnold, you can't make all. Well, I don't know if made any good other than T2. But it wasn't because of the
All right, we just started a whole different conversation.
What are good Arnold movies? No, like I mean, like good films. Like there's some fun stories. Like I like Predator and I like some other stuff that he did. But I mean, come on, like good films.
There really aren't any.
Like it's Terminator.
Jingle all the
That one is fun because
That's
it's Bill
good.
Hartman and Sinbad.
Sindad's amazing.
It's not a good film, but it's fun to watch. True Lies is not a good film, but it's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch.
Total Recall.
Not a good film, but fun to watch.
It is
The
not.
Eraser.
Not a good film, but
Shut up.
something okay to watch.
I'm trying to think of one, really.
Running Man.
Yes.
Not a great film. And
Twins!
Not that fun to watch.
Not Twins.
Not a good film. Kindergarten Cop. That's one of the ones that I do like.
Who is it, Daddy, and what does he?
I like Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
Not a good film, but that one is fun to watch.
Weird premise also.
Yes.
Last Action Hero.
That
I like
one's
Last
not.
Action.
I don't like that one anymore.
But it's not a great film. Like great, like you can objectively say, like, hey, this was a really good film. T2, I think, is the only one that comes to mind that's Arnold, but I could be wrong.
Well, the first Terminator was good.
I would say if you're gonna throw T2 in there, you gotta throw T1 because.
Well, the first Terminator was just a remake of Westworld, the movie with Yul Brynner.
Total Recall.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, you can.
Total Recall. No, that wasn't a great like film. I don't know. Maybe that one's closer. That was
I
closer.
said that one.
Yeah, the first Westworld, the movie with Yul Brenner. It was just a guy who escapes Westworld and he's a robot. watch Terminator 1, you can see.
Yeah, but it's from the future.
They have an Austrian guy and everything.
Different setup.
Well, okay.
I mean, there are both robots that kill people, but come on,
But
robots.
Terminator 1 was good. Terminator 2. I will say, what was it? Conan the Barbarian. I watched something that is so unwatchable. Also, do you realize, for people who don't, spoiler alert, this happens very early on. He gets enslaved to just push this winch, whatever it's called, like this thing, grain mill.
The Wheel of Pain.
Yeah, the Wheel of Pain. He gets, and they just show him, gradually getting larger, pushing it like day in and day out. That's what made him
That's a
strong.
bad idea.
Which, of course, would not work. Your body would have no time to recover it, so it's going down. That being said, when they come in and they free him,
All right.
I forgot about this completely.
I'm back.
It's because like the whole empire no longer exists. Like, yeah, you can stop doing that because it's not really, there's no one here.
So I had to put on Not for Kids for that short over the weekend to even be seen.
For quite a
Yeah, it's
while.
been quite a while. We just forgot to tell you.
So this whole wheel.
It was being completely blocked
There's no
for the first 12 hours. I noticed there was like 6 views of it after the first 12 hours, and then I switched it, or 8 hours. I switched it, and then it kind of blew up a little bit, but that was nuts.
fitness. It's a fitness company. They make a lot of good stuff, and now they also make a lot of gimmicky stuff.
Oh, Rogue. Okay. All right. I've seen it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's anyway. It was just. If I'm not mistaken, someone can fact check that. I feel like they just told them, hey, you don't need to push it anymore because there's no civilization here. It's done. You can go. You've been a slave. Did you believe we're done now?
It's like being notified of the Emancipation Proclamation 5
Noto.
years later.
What's that?
You mean what?
Are being notified of Trans Day of Visibility
Yeah.
proclamation 10 years later.
It's like I've been wearing this invisibility cloak. I've been wearing my cloak this whole time.
It was fun.
Take it off and shine!
Shine.
I'm gonna say Sylvester Stallone character.
I'm gonna say Sylvester Stallone character.
100% college football coach.
Ah! I
Well,
changed my
hold
answer.
on. I shouldn't say 100%. The Stoops family. Stoops was the head coach of Oklahoma, and his sons are doing pretty
Matthew,
well.
Mark,
One of
Luke, and
them's in
John.
Tennessee or is in Tennessee, and they're in the game too. Mark is. I don't know if it's Mark.
They could just be doing that too.
You know what? If it's a Stallone, then
Stoops.
Yeah, I think it's Stallone. I think they did this because Gerald would assume Stoops. And maybe,
think
I think there's also a Stallone Stoops. All right, let's get the answer.
The answer is.
get out of here.
Hey there.
Oh, this is a great movie from Sylvester Stallone.
Real cute in this red shirt.
Oh, that's gay.
Oh, okay.
That's my movie. It's on any given stoop.
Gay. Jeez. By the way,
Friday Night Stoops.
he was heckling the quarterback. Red shirts mean you can't hit him.
Hoosier Stoops.
They will literally kill you if you hit a quarterback in practice.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, literally, it's a good way to get rid of that
5
scholarship. You
I
just
can-
kill it,
Yeah.
kid.
I don't
Wow.
like that guy anyway.
Was he on duty?
Well,
Because they let those fuckers take them home all the time.
Do we have audio?
They gave me a B too because they spelled Stallone wrong and it didn't have audio on it. So,
Wow.
You
I'm gonna write the old
Hey,
one.
do it again, and I'll do the music.
New duck needs sound. Okay.
They did correct the spelling, so credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Yes, picking up prescription for Courtney Wicklund.
Why you can't trust a lot of
4482.
professional athletic strength training or D1 strength training. No, it's the same because a big part of like you look at LeBron and what he does, you look at what a lot of athletes do what they do. Just like they say, don't hit the quarterback. Okay, we're going to bring someone in who makes this person feel really good
Oh.
at doing something, but they don't get.
All right,
really
I'll let her know.
quick. It's basically baby.
Yeah.
That's why we'll see all of these. In other words, okay.
Fuck.
No two
Wasn't ready.
no
Oh well.
D1 athletes.
She'll have to get it herself.
That's the thing. There's either a right way or a wrong way.
She's gonna be pissed.
That's not true. It is very true.
You mean the no-two?
I tried.
Think about strength training.
Indoctrin on my drive channel.
Yeah, I'm talking about the strength training because a lot of people go, I'm going to do this because I heard that so-and-so.
Yeah, it's the wifey's birthday Thursday.
The fact is, a lot of people don't know anything about strength training. Sports, they know their sports and they're good in spite of the strength training. You look at
So,
some of these people do.
one of her birthday presents was the Pew Pew I got her.
D1 levels of the doctor.
That little 380 LCP.
They're pretty smart guys who go in there and train these athletes. Now, they're not. Some people get a little crazier, but most of the crazy is to develop mental toughness, and that's absolutely 100% get you as tired as you possibly can get, and then act you more. Right? I get it. Most of pushing athletes. Those are the best possible materials.
Yeah, the best possible raw materials.
Yeah.
Like you were pushing a van.
Yeah.
So you're pushing the van. How far would you push?
Like 4 guys pushing it, the coach in there riding the brake, and you would just do it kind of in repetition and run behind the van with other people. So yeah, we would push it, and basically he would just ride the brake to make it harder.
Okay.
Until it's parked in your gay uncle's driveway.
There was a van down by the river.
I did some different strength training this weekend. Went to the zoo with a 2-year-old.
Oh, nice.
Pushing
Which,
around Lizzo.
Well, you push. Well, I didn't push her. Wait, it's not Lizzo.
I got her some actually Mr. Hollow Points. Well, we were firing target ammo, but I got her to keep in it some
You have to pick up your kid the whole time.
95
You
grain
gotta show
hollow
them,
points.
Look, there's the giraffe, and there's the gorilla.
Yeah.
We said nothing.
And it's easier for me because they can rest the baby on
That
there.
would be great. My wife was doing other things. There's egg salad sandwiches.
But the point that I'm making there is just this, like, think about push the van, it's hard. This happened, you're just talking about CrossFit. They go, okay, I'm going to push a sled for a lot of distance. Why? There is zero discernible benefit to it. Okay, let's go through pushing a van. It's not high calorie. Not that you're doing that in football, but
Yeah, red, not blue.
It's not something where you can, unless you're doing it for 2 meters or 4 meters, right? When you're talking about, you need that oomph if you're actually, say, on the O-line, right? Or
Yeah,
attack.
it wasn't quite
That needs to be maximal possible.
We'll be blunt. Don't drive high.
Slowly.
The sign said.
All of your effort to explode and do it in a short amount of time. There's no time in football where you are pushing for 14 meters something.
I mean, unless there's something else in it,
Basketball system.
the high drivers are probably some of the safest drivers out there. They're just super slow and cautious.
Rather than doing something.
That's not true. I just told you the reason.
In place of something else. The mental toughness thing, sure. But you know what's really, really good for mental toughness?
Well, speaking of Powerball,
doing something.
nobody won that, did they? 'Cause I haven't bought a ticket in forever, but I bought one.
Most college sports, and this comes directly from people who train D1 athletes. Yeah, it's abysmal. It's got to work.
No, I'm sure it is. In the top tier programs, though, I would disagree. In the program, and really the top tier is very small, relatively speaking. In D1, what are there, like 120 that qualify as Division 1 or something like that? I would say probably a good 1/3 of that. I would say probably have pretty good strength and conditioning.
You guys are just watching the wrong sports.
I would say the vast majority.
It's like
No,
field hockey. They're really working out there. They're really working their butts off.
I'm actually,
Sports. The sport is very different.
The golfers, they're really getting it in.
They're hitting those balls.
Yes, you gotta learn how to golf and
All
train
right.
here at the same time. It's
Well, that's hard.
to do.
That
It's hard to
is
do.
difficult.
Hey, speaking of which, isn't there this white records and black people are
Yeah.
stuff about it?
Well, and it's so funny because they were saying that she's, what is it, Caitlin Clark?
Caitlin Clark, she's like in her 7th year.
Yeah, she's.
It's ridiculous. She's like 40.
Ice Cube has what is it? This 3 on, I think it's this next 3 or something. Next up, I can't remember what the name of the league is called. I sound really stupid right now. But Ice Cube has a league, and he's going to pay her $5 million a year. It's like, she should be able to come play with the boys. And somebody was like, why wouldn't they just sign her like to the NBA? It's like, because every single NBA player that has ever existed would dominate her, even the average ones, including the high school boys team from equality, maybe like a state championship level team. And there's been some calls before, I can't remember who did it, but somebody called, like said, I will pay
Always
$1
make me
million.
happy here.
Yeah. And you can put the best like WNBA team of all time together. Whoever's around right now that can go out and they are the championship team this last year. They'll lose to a good state championship high school.
But you're missing the point. The point here is racial biases. When my dad goes, hey, have you heard about this female basketball player at Iowa? I go, I'm guessing she's white, Dad.
Yep.
Like, otherwise this would not be a story. He's like, oh, you bet your ass she's white.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I get it. Because we had a relative actually who was very, very good who played basketball.
And it takes, look, it's skill.
They got really pissed because she was, a Midwestern white girl. They did not like her. And she get, I don't know, double team, whatever you call it, basketball, whatever it is that they're allowed to do that's within the rule set. So I don't know. I know this was a big thing now where some people are saying, oh, she's only getting the attention because she's black.
No, she's very, very, very good. Like, very good. She's the #1 pick. She'll be on an Olympic team for women's basketball. She's going to be phenomenal when she gets out of college. But again, I don't mind that. I would love to just celebrate that, but I can't because it's like, hey, let's put her with the boys. It's like, no,
It's not going to go well.
Look, yes, she can shoot a three. That's about it. And when there's a guy jumping 17 feet into the air to block your shot, essentially, you're not going to get many of those off.
I see some of these people
One in
bragging.
100 times.
I see some of these people bragging about it too, like how women's women's basketball in Iowa is selling more tickets than the men's basketball, apparently.
Well, the men's basketball team
And it's like,
sucks.
that's because everyone wants to go see one great player dominate everyone.
Yeah.
And layups.
When she's gone after her 10th year,
Is she like?
after she gets her PhD in basketball,
I didn't know that.
no one will watch. I mean, I'm exaggerating. I think she's on her 5th year or 6th year. Or
She's
something.
the Bluto Blutarski of women's sports.
But it's like it definitely seems like a not going to leave situation.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, why would she go out there? There are no greener pastures.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
You're
teasing.
not wrong.
It's like, let me leave this
Stay, keep
40,000 here with
Yeah.
the female Washington Wizards.
Exactly. So
Yeah, she's got really tiny hands, so it fits her hands perfectly.
As the first pick, somebody can fact check me. I think it's like
I ended up with fucking gunpowder all over my hands after firing it.
That's sad. It's not funny.
You can barely see the fucking
No, it's not
pistol in my hand
market.
in the video.
It can be sad.
And of course, I get the jam.
But what's sad is the live in with it. In other words,
Although that was right out of the box. It hadn't even been
however,
pre-oiled or anything. I just wanted to put some rounds through it and then give it a good cleaning that night.
The only reason
Of course, I'm sitting there trying to show her how to clean it. She's very disinterested.
It's a freak
I'm like, look, this is the takedown pin, and she just walks away. I'm like, all right, never mind.
Genetic freaks, period. In any sport, right? People are paying huge money to find these folks.
All right, never mind. I'll keep it clean for you.
So go get an education. Great. Take advantage of what's available to you. Just don't condemn the men when
It's
you're
like the
going.
$5 million deal too. Like, hey,
I would
if
do
you
it.
offered, go for it.
Speaking of-
go.
I don't know
Speaking
if
of freak
I'd
shows.
for it, but
Speaking of free shows, Gerald, what do you think Wemby would be doing if he wasn't playing basketball?
He's
Stocking the shelves at Costco.
well, all
At the top shelf, like
Did that really happen? Was that a real story about the guy setting himself on fire last night?
he's a Dikembe Mutombo type.
but he's not from America either, right? He's an immigrant.
Yes, I don't
know who he is.
He's this freakishly tall,
Yes, that sounds like an English.
and like his arms are like. I mean, I could poke Tim in the nose right now.
Lemony Snicket's.
So
Yes,
average.
yes, like that.
She put that order in fucking
WNBA is
Saturday.
13,000. But I'm saying, what is the pick? Or sorry, 102.
It's like the first
What's
year.
the first pick getting
Wow.
as a rookie?
I haven't heard anything about it.
Something around 70 or 80,000.
Of course.
Any signing
It was
bonus?
bad. Whatever it was, I was like, wow, I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad.
That didn't even get more though.
Haven't heard anybody report that.
No, that's not how the draft works. There is
Other than you.
I don't think, I could be wrong, but I thought they set salaries for different positions for drafts in the NBA. I could be wrong.
What's the one that said-
$76,000 for being the number one draft pick.
What's the one exception?
Wow.
For sports? No. You would think, okay, an exception. And by the way, this includes like chess, sports that you don't really consider sports.
That can't be a sport. That's a skill. Yes.
But my point is that even there, it's the discrepancy between men. It's not even close. There's one exception in sports where actually, if you were to do the rankings together, men and women, you would actually have quite a few women in the top 10.
What's that? Do you guys know what it is? Oh, I know.
Diving, gymnastics.
I know.
No, it's one.
It's not one you're going to think.
It's one that the left, of course, could never acknowledge. The one sport where there's actual equality, it's small bore shooting, long distance rifle shooting.
Oh, funny. Of course, I never.
Maybe that was. I have no idea. But no, even gymnastics is not even close with the men compared to the women. Oh my god, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, but they do it in pants.
It's true, they do it in tiny
Come on,
things.
show them butts, you perverts.
Some knickers that they do. I don't even know. if they're
Whoa.
Knickers, but small bore shooting specifically, and I mean, there's even a difference. I think, in, for example, speed shooting, where there's again men start to pull away, but in shooting where it's just like long range, we're talking about firing from hundreds of yards away. We basically have to fit that into like the size of the period, right? That you would take like an average size 12 font. Women do really, really well. That I don't know how many of the top 10, but I know that there are a lot of women who would be significantly above average men.
They have more experience with
So,
periods.
yeah, yes.
Well, John.
You could put it through like
You know what? What do you think about pool? What do you think about pool?
playing pool.
Yeah.
Billiards?
Billiards. Yeah.
I mean, it's fun, but again,
Is there do you think there's an advantage?
there's a huge advantage.
Bob, about this big lefty, about this lady who refused to play the championship because the opponent was trans.
Oh, it was darts.
Oh, it's darts, I think.
Which
Well, it might have been both. It was definitely billiards.
It was billiards.
I remember specifically.
Oh, wait.
But there might have been. Maybe there's another one with darts. I wouldn't.
No, I think you're right, though. I think you're right. I think the darts thing.
I remember thinking like.
I would hope not.
I get your point. Your protest. I don't think that.
Is that Illinois or
that you have to
Tilted going with you?
You'd be surprised. Darts, pool, it's not even close. But then if you look at specifically like small bore, long range rifle shooting, I don't know the name of it.
That makes sense though.
Yeah, women can be great.
Shouldn't make sense because I mean, if you're in a stationary position,
Well, you eliminated the huge component of strength. You've eliminated the component of speed, and you've also eliminated something that men have in spades over women, unfortunately, reaction time. So
MCC's got a premiere. Oh, firm? Okay. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, she's cool as hell. Be a short one probably if it's just the post office. Sorry guys, there's actually quite a bit of traffic. I'm not being able to keep up with the chat all that well. Send that on Telegram. I'll play it. I'll probably do a desktop stream today. Oh shit, this stupid bitch. Doesn't even look, she just starts fucking coming over. I guess she was trying to get over for them, but fuck, I'm doing 75. People are hitting the brakes up ahead. With her CCW, they cleared her background in a half hour. Now, me, on the other hand, I get to carry a burnout. You see that dickwad's comment on my my Cop Watch stream? Oh yeah, you commented on it. Midwest. I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, I can see them giving you shit for it, but I mean, legally, I think you should be able to. I mean, I don't.
Where's
Shit.
poster 7?
I doubt they would even allow you to bring in. It's fucking Illinois, man. I doubt they'll even allow you to bring in pepper spray.
I'm just wondering where poster 7 is. The rules and regulations governing the post office are supposed to be posted where everybody can see them, and they are not here.
Everything we post is sent to us by
Somebody screwed up somewhere because it's supposed to be. It's one of the important ones. It's the rules and regulations. So I want to check into that. I mean, here we go. Yep. I didn't see the teachers set up there, so that's good.
short one. All right. Robert Gouveia is probably on now, too. Guess he's doing a special thing today. Our kid Bernie. We'll play Russell later. Fucking dipshit, the quartering. You guys get a break from him now because he bumped his show to 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'm watching another show at that time, so he just lost a sub, or I mean lost a paid member because of that. The quartering, when I play during the day, most of the time, he usually comes on a little bit after 1. But I like Robert Gouveia is like watching the watchers, not the A1 person, but he's a lawyer out of Phoenix. He follows a lot of the Trump trials and every big trial going on. Very good lawyer. It's very good commentary.
All right, thanks, Dr. Jill. All right, let's see where the president is. Did he say anything?
Thank you. They're solid. The rest of the world looks to us.
They don't look to you, homie.
Keep up that banner. Because of you, the American people. I mean this sincerely.
I mean this sincerely. When he says that, it means he's about to lie.
But every day, we have enormous opportunities. Enormous opportunities. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America.
This ridiculous line from him again.
God bless you all. Enjoy the day. And I'm coming down to do that Easter egg roll in just a minute.
Oh, they did let him. They're all going to let him out?
Very,
Oh,
very
God.
much. Thanks, everybody. And by the way, say hello to Oyster Bunnies. Come on up, Bunny.
Come on up, Oyster Bunnies. Come on up.
Yeah, I play what I want to watch.
Get in.
I mean, I play what other people suggest too, but
Funny, huh?
generally I'm going to play what I want to watch.
All right.
Yeah, look at my
If I'm going to support them,
look at my buddy, says Joe.
I'm going to play them.
Let's go.
Look at my buddy. Don't you like my big bunny, says Joe? Oh, gosh. All right, so there you go. Oyster Bunnies. All right, so that's what we got out of our president today. So that's the ceremony. And looks like, all right, so looks like, let's see what else they have for us. So he walks around. We fast forward through some of this. Let's see. Did they let him out? All right, here he is. Oh, gosh. Is he going to be sniffing children? There's a lot of children here. This is why it gets dangerous. Oh, no, no. No, Joe, no. Somebody get those kids. Okay, that one has the right idea. That woman, do you see that woman? She ditched that kid. Watch this one right here. She's like, oh, crap, the president's coming. Watch this woman in the green jacket. She friggin' pitches this kid off to her husband's like, get this kid out of here. Okay, the president's coming. Watch this. Throw it. Evacuate. Get him out of here. Get him out of here, Dad. All right, get him out of here. All right, perfect. Well done, lady. All right, so here's the president. All right, more shaking hands, sniffing kids. All right, he's done. All right, so that's it over there at the White House. All right, enough of that. So that's the president. That is what we've got cooking today there. I think that's about the end of it. Then well, that was yesterday. Then Kareen's coming out at noon, and that's about it for the president. So not much more out of the White House over there. Now, there's a lot of celebration elsewhere in the Biden administration. You can see, for example, the U.S. DOJ.
Come on, at least to the speed limit.
Attorney's office from the DOJ. They posted from the D.C. office about today is International Transgender Day of Visibility. We take this opportunity to raise awareness of other things. Did they post an Easter post? Let me see if they posted something for Easter. you would imagine they would, right? Like obviously they would, clearly.
Yeah, the governor of Michigan gave one sentence to Easter and then did a video for Transgender Visibility Day. I fucking ripped her on Twitter.
No. Looks like we don't have any Easter posts. No. They might say, well, because that's religious, Rob. But there's clearly all sorts of religious motivated attacks in America, right? Different countries, different faiths get discriminated upon, so they couldn't post anything on that. On this day, we recognize that many Americans are, Christian and believe this is a holy day, and so we honor the DOJ's commitment to allowing all people of all faiths to practice their religion freely in America, right? Some generic posts like that, they could clearly do that, but no, they give us Transgender Day of Visibility from the DOJ.
I got into a back and forth with some guy on Twitter yesterday too, and then this morning he's saying,
all right, here in Newsom, he posted this.
Oh, the lectern guy
his official account
had a post. A question about military people, how they a lot of times with Delta Airlines they let them board first. He said, real quick question though, is it common for them to have duffel bag and a garbage bag full of clothing while in uniform? And I was just like, yeah, generally if they're coming from a training, they're only issued one bag and they accumulate shit in training. And then some guy was like, oh, they're not even supposed to be wearing uniforms while they're traveling, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, we wore Class A's every time you went on leave. When you're deployed, you had your BDUs on, but I was an idiot, man. I'm like, dude, I wore mine every time I went on leave. When I arrived home, they expected to see a different, what I looked like in my uniform.
32 seconds.
Whatever person I was dating or whatever. It's just stupid. He was like, well, when I was in, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, apparently you were in the woke army. I was in the army before it went crazy.
But, okay, so that's, again, what we get from our government. Now, Donald Trump came out and had a reaction to this. He says, here's a statement from the Trump campaign on this blasphemous day, this declaration of Trans Visibility Day on Easter Sunday. And of course, this is apparently, so by the way, somebody else pointed this out, and I forget who, my apologies, but someone else pointed out when we were talking about this on Saturday.
Oh, that's a pretty color.
Right, so they say, come on, Rob.
Dodge Durango, man. You don't see many of those left on the road.
On the 31st. And so then my question was, well,
fucking garbage.
Why did they put it like right next to Easter, right? So we don't, Easter is not always going to be on the 31st, clearly. But, the way the calendar rotates, and I'm not a mathematician or a neurologist, right? But the calendar moves, the days change from the dates. And so every so often, like, they know you're going to have Trans Day on Easter, right? And it's going to cycle through. So this will happen again. It won't happen next year, but it will happen again, like 7 years or something?
15 years.
Kind of a regular thing, right? They do this intentionally. And
I think it rotates every 15 years.
Ritual, right? It's to be a thumb in the eye of people of faith. We're going to have our day right next to your day, and our day is going to be bigger.
Oh shit!
Now they say, this is from Trump. He says, "It is
I actually wanted to answer that.
Insulting that Joe Biden's White House prohibited children from submitting religious egg designs for their Easter art event and formally proclaimed Easter Sunday as Trans Day of Visibility. Sadly, these are just two more examples of the Biden administration's years-long assault on the Christian faith. We call on Joe Biden's failing campaign and White House to issue an apology to the millions of Catholics, like me, and many of you, and Christians, like many of you, and me, across America, who believe tomorrow is for one celebration only, which is the resurrection of Jesus Christ." Harold Clement, National Press Secretary. Sheesh. All right, so great statement. We should have an apology made our direction because it's insulting. It's exactly.
Heard his head now. Sorry, guy.
And again, it's like, okay, honestly,
Later,
to
Mitty.
me, it's kind of like you just kind of laugh at it almost. You know, like when you're doing your own thing and somebody like flagrantly copies you and they do it worse than you, and because they've got sour grapes, like we're gonna have our own day, you religious people. So it's like, okay, it's like go do whatever you want, all right, build your own little stupid whatever, visibility day, or have fun. Like go have fun, okay, we're gonna be happy, we're gonna live our lives, we're gonna celebrate our
King
family,
Ranch, that's
our
an expensive
relationship,
fucking truck.
and you just do whatever you want with your freak show over there. Have fun. So, I guess that's kind of how I ultimately think about it. It's like, I don't really demand an apology or anything like that. I think it's intentionally insulting. It's intentionally divisive. It's something that they are doing to goad a reaction. They want to
No mud
cause
flaps.
more division.
Here come the
cause
rocks.
people to, get outraged about it, which everybody are, rightfully so. But at the same time, it's like I think it just kind of strengthens and supports faith. For me, anyway, it's like all right, let these weirdos try to impede our practice, and it just kind of I think causes a reaction that solidifies the practice in many ways. So all right, keep trying. I'm sure this approach will convert more people to your ideology. I'm sure that's going to enlighten more people to the trans way of living or whatever. All right, so that's Newsom. We also have this. So while we are talking about that, let's hear what this one is from Pete Buttigieg. It says apparently he's not going to run again. He's very pressed.
I know when a lot of people see you on television these days, they may still think to themselves, oh, I wonder if he still wants the big job one day. Now that you've been closer to it, working alongside a president.
The president?
Is it still something you aspire to?
What, I don't think you can go on paternity leave during president, can you, for 6 months?
Well, I certainly have new perspective on just how demanding that job is. Watching President Biden deal with so many concerns, challenges,
I don't know if I could do it. Joe Biden's like a gold medalist Olympian.
and opportunities for this country. And I'm proud to be a small part of the big team that helps him get that done. I sincerely don't know whether I will run for elected office of any kind again. What I do know is that I've been asked to take on a big job. I'm honored and humbled to do it. It's hard, it's rewarding, and it's taken about 110% of what I have to give.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, your 110% is not enough, you piece of shit. Booty juice. It's gonna take weeks to remove that thing to open the port. Fucking hook up some fucking tugboats to that fucking iron and drag it out of the way.
Help cleanse the palate from Newsom. And here is, I have not listened to this. Let's see what she has to say.
An election year in the U.S. In modern times, an election is the moment when ordinary people can take back control of their nation's destiny. But these are not ordinary times. Across the globe, men and women are waking up to the alarming truth that governments no longer serve God or the people. And beloved, I'll interrupt to say myself that if President Trump gets in, it's a complete act of God. If the Democrats, if Biden is not reelected, it is a complete act of God, because every scheme and every evil is out there that he would continue to be a president as inept and evil as he is. At least done evil things. Those that surround him and advise him and even direct him, the devil is wise. And I would not put it past them to do anything. Recently, someone has made a motion that no one should be able to vote who cannot prove U.S. citizenship. I totally agree with that. But there are those in the Democratic Party who do not. So we are up against not just an election, but an absolute war for good against good and evil.
Wow. Based Catholic nun in the house. Absolutely right. Thank you, Mother, for that. And she's right, and I think that she kind of hits the nail on something we've been getting for quite some time, which is they're going to do anything that they can to stop this dude. And locals has been working, right? What happened? My screen just refreshed over there. Yeah, what just happened? Very good over there. Locals. Something just refreshed on my screen.
Object on road ahead.
So try refreshing if you're over there on locals. Okay, so
they're counting that stupid rubber thing. I'm not even gonna.
I just got to refresh on my screen. All right, so shout out to Base Catholic Nun, whoever that happens to be, out there speaking on behalf of the truth. And so that is kind of the roundup on the Biden administration and the Easter celebration apparently over there. Now we also have a George Allen Kelly update. So I know that there has been some interest in what the heck's going on in this case, and we just have not been able to get to it with all of the other stuff we're covering. I found a couple articles that give us a little bit of summation on what's going on, and I know that we have some people who've been following along on this very closely here. But here's a little bit of an update. So from Arizona News, we've got George Allen Kelly. This is the Arizona Ranger trial. Targets his rifle, but apparently forensics are pretty bad. Here's the background. First week of testimony is now over. Concludes with the forensic scientist and his analysis of Kelly's rifle. No bullet, right? This was the big question. No bullet has been recovered from the single gunshot that killed Gabriel. But the prosecution has been trying to show that the wound could have been made by Kelly's AK. The prosecution's case is that Kelly fired 9 rounds from his rifle, struck Gabriel once, about 115 yards away. That's over a football field, man. The bullet went through Gabriel's body and was not recovered. No ballistics. Forensic scientist Rick Wyatt testified that the casings found on Kelly's porch were in a location consistent with where Kelly could have been standing when he fired. He also testified the bullet wound was oval, not a circle, which is consistent with the bullet possibly hitting a branch as it traveled through heavy bush. The ammunition, because remember, that's far, man. We were talking about this. And there's also an elevation change that we saw, and there were trees in the area, and there were shell casings up there. We had a whole PowerPoint slide on this, remember? And it was strange. And they wanted, and I know that Brenna Larkin wanted to take them out to the scene so they could see all of this, but apparently that does not happen, at least yet. Forensic scientist Rick Wyatt testified that the casings found on the porch.
What happened to Amazon?
Yeah, and it went through a heavy branch. Now, the ammunition has enough force for the bullet to travel through the body, even at that distance. But without a bullet, the defense pointed out that there's no certainty about whose rifle killed Gabriel. Kelly's attorneys have suggested Carlos or Gabriel could have been a victim of other border violence. Brenda Larkin, one of the attorneys, finished her cross-examination of Wyatt with this exchange. Defense attorney says, okay, so number one, you can't prove who the shooter was. Is that correct? That's correct. And you can't prove which firearm caused his wound. Is that correct? Caused the wound? That's correct. And you can't prove which type of ammunition caused this wound. Is that right? That's true. And you can't prove which bullet caused this wound. Correct? Also true. And you can't prove which direction the shot came from. Correct? Correct. And we can't prove how far away this shot came from, further than 6 feet away from this person. Is that true? Yes, that's true. Huh. Well, no bullet, right? So there are no ballistics at all. No idea where the bullet came from. And this is like what we suspected this whole time. But we didn't know that, right? Because we didn't see it. We didn't see it in Discovery. We knew that Brenda Larkin was commenting on it. They don't have anything. But until they submit their evidence, this is it. So prosecutor Mike Jett began his redirect. He says, okay, so this is the government. Okay, so when you use the word true, we're talking about, with absolute certainty. This is the weapon used to kill the victim, right? Yes. Wow. And the government says there's no way for us to have absolute certainty because we don't have the bullet, right? Yeah, that's correct. And so he's going to say, the argument is going to be, well, beyond a reasonable doubt is not absolute certainty, right? So it's not beyond all doubt, it's beyond reasonable doubt. And it's reasonable to think here that the only person here was George Allen Kelly. The question is going to be whether George testifies or not. And, he might want to be honest, because they're going to need, I think, an alternative story. If George didn't do it, who did? To put George up there. And when I listened to, I think, some of the opening arguments from the government to get an idea of what the case was. And there are some interesting phone calls from George Allen Kelly to, kind of point out some of the other stuff on the other side. He's very skittish on the phone, right? And he's apparently had multiple phone calls with these people. So there's phone calls of George Allen Kelly on with the police. He's like, I don't want to say anything over the phone, okay? Like, I don't want to say anything. Like, there's a body, like, He's like, I just need you to come out here. Like, why? He's like, I just need you to come out here. Eventually, he's like, there's a body over here, and he doesn't want to talk about it, and he kind of feels a little bit weird, but I think, Brenna Larkin did a good job of putting that in context. Like, this dude doesn't want to get charged with a crime, clearly, and he has been charged with a crime. So I think all of his concerns were pretty well founded, obviously. So it's wild. There's no bullet at all. Let's see what else they've got over here. Now, apparently trial is not starting today. Here's another article. Law enforcement came under fire on the fourth day of testimony in the murder trial of George Allen Kelly. The defense for the Santa Cruz County rancher accused of murder said deputies did not search Kelly's property thoroughly before they left, only for Kelly to then report finding the body of Gabriel. Kelly's accused of shooting him over a year ago. Deputies who responded to Kelly's ranch that afternoon performed a cursory search, but Kelly's defense questioned if they could have found Gabriel's body before Kelly did. Right? Why didn't you go find it? Kelly claims he heard a gunshot, saw a group of 5 men running across his property. In the courtroom on Thursday last week, Deputy David Monreal Fabian demonstrated how Kelly was holding his rifle in a non-threatening manner when they encountered him. Deputies had been looking for him when they arrived and had heard he had pursued the men to the south. But Kelly's defense said no, the deputies' lack of searching the property closer to the house and where the body was later found meant that the reported gunshot could have been the one that killed Gabriel but was fired by someone other than Kelly. After Monreal, Castaneda, another deputy, had to face similar scrutiny from the defense as they continued to show that Kelly was originally treated like a victim, since he reported the trespassers and the gunfire on his ranch. Testimony from neighboring ranchers that Kelly had told him 2 or 3 years earlier about firing a gun into the air to frighten off people from his ranch was kept away from the jury. The judge ruled it was prejudicial of Kelly's character and it occurred too long before the shooting. And another article from ABC says, he went on trial Friday in the fatal shooting. Defense attorney maintained his innocence. George Allen Kelly, is going by Allen, is 75, has been charged with second-degree murder. Trials in Santa Cruz County could last up to a month around April 19. Kelly had earlier rejected a plea deal, but reduced the charge to negligent homicide. His case has garnered sympathy from some on the, quote, political right, or the people who just believe in property rights and a sound border, including people on GoFundMe. Fatal shooting, 48-year-old Gabriel Kelly shot at a group of unarmed migrants who were walking through his 170-acre cattle ranch. Kelly's defense attorney said that the investigation was incomplete. Larkin has maintained Kelly shot into the air above the migrants because he feared for his safety. Larkin testified that the group of migrants crossing through.
We got about 4 minutes left.
Drug smuggling and other things.
I'll be there.
Larkin and Kelly said he was.
I'm gonna try and do a desktop stream. It just depends how busy things are when I get there.
5 men traversing his ranch with large backpacks and rifles. Then he heard a single shot fired. You know something's happening outside. Something violent, something dangerous. These are armed criminals on his property. Maybe another shot is going to be fired. Maybe it's going to be fired at him. Prosecutors said Kelly recklessly fired his gun. The men were 100 yards away. Kelly was also armed with a handgun. Prosecutor, the chief, said I want you to consider Gabriel as a human being, not like
Oh,
George
cool.
Allen Kelly described him. Trespasser, illegal alien, which are very relevant to George Kelly's defense. And Kelly is also charged with ag assault that day for firing the bullets over another guy's head who was deported 10 times and has a drug conviction for drug running in Arizona, or in at least the U.S. The prosecutor said Ramirez had gone into the U.S. that day. They're all just seeking work. Other migrants weren't injured. They managed to escape, flee back to Mexico. Now, Carlos, or Gabriel, also entered the U.S. illegally several times. Was already convicted and deported. The case is being watched by the Mexican consulate. The shooting sparked strong political feelings about border issues.
Yummy.
Case they're
That sounds
talking
good.
About border security is going to be an important issue, obviously, this election. So that's the George Allen Kelly update. Apparently the trial is not back in session today. It will be back up tomorrow. But elsewhere in other border news, apparently this judge, so remember that scene that we talked about where there's breach of the illegal aliens? Remember this scene? Migrants break barriers and rush the El Paso border, just coming to peacefully work and be part of America, the American dream. Remember all this? Yeah. So then they breach past the National Guard and they come into the fence. We'll turn the volume down because we get some F-bombs in there. Hey, let us in. We're coming in, man. We're coming in. So obviously that was a violation of Texas law. And so they got arrested. And apparently, Daily Mail says authorities in Texas have arrested 70 migrants who broke through the line. Now, they were part of a group of 600 illegal crossers. Video that was captured by the New York Post. Scene turned violent. ICE has locked up more than 200 migrants who Texas wants to arrest. 70 migrants were detained by Texas authorities. But according to the New York Post, they found other things. Knives, weapons. Illegal alien attempted to seize a firearm from a soldier. But what's interesting here is several soldiers that were stationed near the gate were also needed medical injuries and treatment. Sounds like a little insurrection there at the border, huh? Judge Acosta, who presided over an online teleconference bond hearing on Easter Sunday, criticized the DA for not being ready for individual detention hearings on each defendant. Says it's the ruling of the court that all the rioting participation cases will be released on their own.
What?
Several illegal immigrants, just like wild, faced assault charges for toppling National Guard members.
He just released them.
They all got released. The precise number of individuals charged with riot participation, which is a misdemeanor, remains undisclosed. But Judge Acosta alluded to, quote, hundreds of arrestees who were legally due individual detention hearings within a 48-hour window. So he's like, yeah, I mean, look, you know, law says like they all got to have individual hearings if they want them. Which is, you know, which I'm curious to see what he's doing here, how he's, you know, I don't practice law in Texas, obviously, but be curious to see how he's, or, you know, or what, if the defense attorneys are demanding it, or how this is going down. Like, who's bringing this issue up? Are the migrants bringing it up, or is the judge bringing it up? Assistant DA Ashley Martinez's plea for a postponement of the hearings was firmly denied by the magistrate. So the DA says, I need more time. We just got dumped on here, like, how many, 600 people? Or at least, let's say 70? I've got 70 new cases I need to work on.
All right, guys. I got to get in there quick. I might have somebody coming in pretty soon. I'm going to try and do a desktop stream, but I got a ton of work to do today. If not, I definitely will tonight. Peace. Love you guys. Thanks for riding with me, keeping me safe. Have a great day.